I am so tired of you acting like you speak for the people of the state of Indiana or the city of Indianapolis. You do not speak for me or anyone I know. Now listen, you two jerks. Jerks on the right.
Oh, it's Friday. Woo! So excited. It's Hey, Friday. You guys, so much fun stuff coming up on today's show.
Oh my God, so much.
Just a lot of stuff packed in today. So get your coffee, buckle in. Here we go.
Hide everybody, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm saying it now. Hide.
Really?
Just for the whole show, I think.
Hide your wives, hide your kids, hide your dogs.
Hide your wives, everybody. Hide everybody.
Hide your hamsters, hide everybody. All right, coming up on today's show, Trump won 2 seconds ago, you guys, and the world is already benefiting. Freakouts continue from the left, and they're completely hilarious. And also, psycho chicks are now joining the 4B movement. The 4B movement.
I'm excited about that.
Good times. All that and so much more. You can check us out on all of our socials, and please click subscribe to this podcast. Do that if you haven't done it already. Please, I implore you, do it. We want to be there with you in your living room or wherever you are right now. chicksontheright.com/links is where you can find all the things. Also, go to mypillow.com/chicks and use promo code chicks for the lowest prices ever on all the things. The My Pillow Classic Collection. Have you guys tried like their towels, their pillows, all of their bedding, everything, their slippers, great Christmas presents? Do it. mypillow.com/chicks. You guys, big announcement. So excited about this. Okay, our meet and greet this year is going to be, are you ready? September 13th from 1 to 6 during the day. And there's a reason for that. Okay. I'm super stoked about this because, you know, I'm a Texan. It's going to be at the Stockyards in Fort Worth at this kind of like an event center. Okay. It's like right there in the heart of the Stockyards. If you guys know anything about the Stockyards in Fort Worth, there's a place. It's the world's largest honky tonk, and it's called Billy Bob's. And they have like a gajillion bars within Billy Bob's. Okay. Right across, like you could literally just like spit on it right across from Billy Bob's. There is a place called the 81 Club. We're going to have it at the 81 Club. I'm so stoked about this. You have no idea. So we'll be able to do it from 1 to 6. And then you guys can go party, or we can all go party afterwards at the Stockyards. It's going to be the greatest day ever. It's going to be so great. Now, we're probably not going to sell tickets until probably what, January. Probably January. We've got a photographer. We're really excited. Christy Anderson, I think,
volunteered.
One of our peeps. Yeah,
we showed her. She was the person that we showed like her beautiful face the other day, and she was like, "Oh my God!" And then she wrote us and was like, "Guess what I do on the side?" And I could not believe it.
It's so great. And I don't even want to tell you some of the stuff that we're going to have there because we just want to surprise you, because there's going to be some really neat Texas-y things there. So yeah, day drinking. It's going to be so great. So great. So we're very, very excited about that. We hope that you guys, like, just telling you now, you'll be able to start planning for that, because the Stockyards is a great place. I mean, you could literally make a weekend out of it. Make it like a, you know, romantic getaway if it's like you and your significant other, or bring your family or whatever. I think that we haven't really decided like the age, but probably what, like 13, 14
probably
and over?
12 and up, I think is what we did for Indy. So something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's a fantastic place. You guys will love it. My husband and I absolutely love the Stockyards. So much fun. So mark your calendar, September 13th, 1 to 6. It's a Saturday. And we'll do a Friday event as well, kind of like we've done for the last couple times, but that info will come much later. Much later. You can party with 400 of your best friends, your new best friends. It's going to be super fun, you guys.
And so locals, supporters, and Facebook insiders will get first dibs as always. Yep. So if you haven't joined either one of those groups, you cray. Yep. That's
and I think, yes, I think there probably will be a hotel package. I think we'll probably work on that. There'll probably be something, but there are a lot of hotels around there. You can start snooping around, but A lot of great places to stay, a lot of great restaurants, great shopping. It's like literally right there. You will be able to just like hang out with us and then walk. It's fantastic. It's
like we'll barely be the main attraction.
Yeah. You guys will be like chicks, schmicks, whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be so fun. And as I told Daisy this morning, I'm planning on dressing as ridiculously as possible. Like if you were telling me that I had to be a cowgirl for Halloween, that's what I want to look like. Yeah, I want to look like the cowgirliest cowgirl of cowgirl times.
She's going to do that. I'm just going to dress like I normally dress in Texas, which I guess is ridiculous, but I'm going to do it. I'm just going to dress like me. And she's going to, the Drover is beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. There's so many great places to stay here. So just start planning now, you guys. Somebody asked how they become a Facebook insider.
Oh, well, if you go to chicksontheright.com/links, you will see a link to our insider page. Make sure that if you want to join that group, you're on a desktop. I don't know why it gets all borky on smartphones and smart devices. Just make sure that you're on a desktop, laptop, whatever, when you do that. So
yes,
that's how you do it.
Love it.
There's the link right there.
So excited.
Yay. And of course, we'll have more information about tickets going on sale and when, like, after the first of the year, because we can't even think about that yet. No, we're just excited that we have our date and our place. So
exactly. Mock's gonna get through her move, and then we'll concentrate on the meet and greet. Yes.
And by the way, did I tell everybody that my house is sold officially? Like it's done.
It's done.
I did sell it.
So, she's literally moving in like 13 days, you guys.
Yeah, 2 weeks from yesterday, we're out of here. So
done.
There's going to be some time that I'll be away, but we'll be talking about that and explaining how that's going to work later as well.
Yes.
All right, let's get into some things and some stuff, shall we? Because we do have some thank yous to dole out to Lady Shenandoah, who says Starr County, Texas went red for the first time since 1872. Woo! That just shows the border is an issue that they ignored. Alexandra says, you ladies look so beautiful this morning.
Well, that's so sweet.
That is so nice. And Evyatar Ashkenazi says, my friends and I have been drinking Dems tears and it's delicious. Also waiting to see Whoopi Cushion Goldberg's meltdown. Oh, we got some more meltdowns for you today, you guys. It's going to be good stuff. Good stuff. And you know what else is good stuff? Ruff Greens. You've seen it before. We've shown it to you before.
Yep.
The fact that naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, who of course is the creator of Ruff Greens, now has decided to take this formula and make it available for your kitty cats. How much do you love that? Seriously.
We love it. We totally love
that's awesome, because we all do it. Like if you're health conscious, you probably take a nutritional supplement, a vitamin, a multivitamin of some sort. This is the same thing, only it's for your dogs and your cats. They need a multivitamin too, especially dogs who get like dry kibble and that's it. That is just dead dog food. And when you sprinkle the right amount of green powder that is Ruff Greens onto their food, they get all the nutrients and the digestive enzymes and all the stuff that they need to make sure that they're living their healthiest lives. Same with cats. And so it's great stuff. And on top of that, they have treats, which are amazing. I know you're a huge fan, especially because their treats are so easy for puppies.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. And we happen to know that there's going to be a lot of new interesting products coming out, which you will hear about soon. But you definitely want to get on the Ruff Greens train. And you can do that. You can try it for free. If you're not sure if your animal is going to like it, there's really no risk here. You can get a Jumpstart trial bag for free when you go to Ruff Chicks, RUFF Chicks.com. You can either get the ones for dogs or you can get the ones for cats. Both come from that same website, ruffchicks.com. Try it. Report back. We would love to hear your stories about how your animals love it. So ruffchicks.com. We also have a couple of thank yous from yesterday, including this one from the Ball Pit crew. Null Hypothesis said, don't you think nose rings are disgusting? The only place they are appropriate is on cattle.
I'm kind of with you on that.
I'm not a fan. I don't know that I would say they're disgusting.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan. Not a fan. But it does remind me of the cattle. I mean, when you live amongst like the ranches and the cattle, every time I see that, I do think of cattle. It's true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. There is also a message from Diana Logsden who said, "This is for the husky on the piano. Thank you for the laugh." That was from yesterday's My Pillow Talks. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. And then also from Ann Brockmeyer. Ann said, "My heart aches tonight as I lost a dear childhood friend because I voted Republican. How sad is that? Thank you for opening my eyes and helping me to learn more about our government. I feel so blessed that I found you."
Were they really a friend though?
That's the thing.
That's happened to me too. It's happened to both of us, right? I mean, it happened early on. It's happened along the way. I mean, are they really friends? You know?
Yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Maybe the blessing is that you have removed that toxicity from your life.
Right.
You know? As far as the House and Senate, nothing's changed on the Senate front yet. In fact, I'm getting really irritated about this Pennsylvania race not being called yet. Greater than 95% of the vote is in. So this is just ridiculous. But the Secretary of State there is saying that at least 100,000 ballots are remaining to be adjudicated. And that is because of provisional military overseas and election day votes, which apparently the state of Pennsylvania is unable to count in a normal time frame. But I do think McCormick is going to pull it out, crossing all the fingers. I feel like Democrats are trying to steal this one again, but it's not done. And I know somebody also commented that the Kari Lake race is still tightening, maybe. So she's not out. She's not out yet. That also hasn't been called,
which is good.
Which is good.
But it does make you wonder, like, why these states? Why?
Get your act together.
Yeah, why are these states so dumb? No offense against people who live in these states, but what is their problem? Yeah.
Right. Like there was a joke going around on Twitter yesterday, the day before even, that said Florida was recounting all their votes just to show that they could.
Right.
Because like they got everything done in a normal time frame. And now they're just like, we'll just recount them.
I guess we'll just do it again. We'll just do it again.
There was the most horrific map that was floating around social media yesterday. This is what the electoral college vote would have looked like if only women had voted, you guys.
God. Oh my God.
Again, this makes me feel like, could we maybe just not have had the 19th Amendment? Like maybe that wasn't a good idea.
What do you do at Texas and Florida?
Georgia.
Oh my God.
I mean, all of it. It's ridiculous. Women are terrifyingly stupid.
Yeah,
on so many levels.
They're one issue voters. A lot of them are. They're like, abortion.
Right. So this is what it would have looked like. Just be glad that men and Gen Xers, together, I feel like we've saved America.
Yeah, totally.
And the world.
Yep.
Also, remember that Iowa pollster, like the genius pollster who came out just ahead of the election and said, "Oh, yeah, Kamala's winning Iowa by 3 points." She has now said, "Whoops, I may have accidentally helped Trump win. My bad." So I'm sure people are super, super mad at her, but she's basically she's admitting that was a script because Trump actually won Iowa by 13. So she wasn't even anywhere close.
Do pollsters get a salary? Do they get dental with that? What do they like? What? How do you become a pollster? Is it, again, it's like being a meteorologist. Like, honestly, I could just be a pollster and just be like, this is what they're useless.
I know.
Pollsters are useless. Don't ever listen to them ever. If you listen
there was
to them,
one, Atlas, I think, that had 100% correct prediction rate this year.
Really?
100%. Yeah. So there are, like, somebody ranked how well they all did after the fact. And like Rasmussen, I think, was at 86% accuracy. There was one in the middle of Rasmussen and Atlas, but Atlas was 100% right. So there was at least one that kind of seemed to know what they were doing.
But this time they were 100% correct. This time.
I think they did well last time too. They might just be the ones to follow.
Really? Because I'm just like, maybe that was just a fluky thing and that was just luck this time. Because anybody can get lucky.
I mean, it's true, but I think out of all of them, like, they seem to have a better track record. So at least there's one to kind of pay attention to.
Okay.
Great news. Chunk yogurt is actually being reasonable. Please read.
the Democrats on TV who are calling Latino men sexist for voting for Trump are the dumbest people in the world. This is punching yourself in the face for the next election. Do you think they're going to vote for you after you smear them like this? They didn't cost you the election. Your beloved Democratic establishment did. I think, okay, he actually, yours spelled wrong and it bothers me. How about you deliver for them next time instead of just insulting them? And how about you ask more of your candidates rather than blaming the voters? This is exactly why you lost. Yeah, they're not going to learn, Chunk. They're still not learning. They're still using identity politics and putting people in boxes and trying to blame. Right? This is what they're doing. They're like, Hispanics are racist and then black men are misogynistic. This is what they're doing. This is not helpful.
At least Chunk's learned.
I guess.
Chunk gets it.
He's freaking out because he's like, oh my gosh, our party is, they're freaking out. I still think that he is an elitist scumbag.
Totally. I mean, without question.
But he's like, we gotta at least pander in a different way.
Right.
This is what he's thinking.
There are some like post-mortem people who are, as they're doing their post-mortem analysis, they are reasonable. There are Democrat strategists who have this figured out. They understand the mistakes. And we've got a couple videos from them later in the show to show you they're trying to convince their other panelists on the various mainstream media stations, you guys, you just don't get it. Here's what happened. And they're right. And so there are a few, but overwhelmingly, most Democrats in the mainstream are just like, everybody's so misogynistic. No, that's not it.
No.
You guys remember our intern that was at Radio America years ago, Reagan? Do you guys remember her? She's now at Daily Caller. And she alerted us to this news yesterday that KJP has said Biden has not changed his mind. He will not pardon Hunter in the final weeks of his presidency.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. And she actually said that at the presser yesterday also.
That's so interesting. I'm just, okay.
I know.
All right.
Now,
I wonder if Trump will do it. Right.
He's not ruling it out. And I think that would be kind of amazing.
It would be kind of amazing. I mean, I'm not happy about it because I think that Hunter needs to do time. You know what I mean? But at the same time, what an olive branch that would be. Like, he would be like, oh, you think I'm like some sort of dictator? Take this.
Right.
Like that would like make everybody's heads explode.
Because how could they complain about it?
Oh, they'd do it. They'd find a way to complain about it. They'd find a way, Mock. But at the same time, that would be such a gesture of goodwill. And they would be like, wait, what do we do with that? How do we handle it? I don't know what to do. And their heads would just be exploding everywhere. And I would love to watch that.
Do you guys remember yesterday at around this time, we showed some tweets, some absolutely psychotic tweets from that Scientific American editor-in-chief, that woman who was just absolutely losing her mind over Trump's win. She's now apologizing. And so that woman is Laura Hellmuth, and please read her apology.
I made a series of offensive and inappropriate posts on my personal Blue Sky account on election night, and I am sorry. I respect and value people across the political spectrum. Okay. These posts, which I have deleted, do not reflect my beliefs. They were a mistaken expression of shock and confusion about the election results. Okay. These posts, of course, do not reflect the position of Scientific American or my colleagues. I am committed to civil communication and editorial objectivity. No, you're not, Laura.
Somebody threatened to fire her. That's all that happened here.
Right.
That's all.
You're not committed to that at all.
I mean,
shut up, Laura.
And then people have various opinions about Twitter's community notes feature. I happen to love it because it's super helpful. Like, you can immediately, if you don't think something is accurate, you can immediately see what the community notes have been written about it. Some of the community notes aren't accurate, but at least it gives you a starting point to start doing some digging. And sometimes they're just outright hilarious. Like in this situation where Barbra Streisand said, "There are no words left." And she got community noted from someone who said, there are an estimated 1,022,000 words in the English language. Therefore, there are about 1,021,995 words left.
Oh my God. Is this proposed note helpful? Yes. Yes, it is. It's helpful. Thank you, community notes. Thank you.
Oh my God. I just love that. Love it.
It's
We're
time for her
gonna
to go. Like, she needs to go. All of these celebrities just need to go. Didn't they promise
Right?
to leave?
Yes. And
So.
actually, yeah, we're going to get to one of the people that promised that and now is so circling back and walking that back.
Yeah,
We'll get to that in a little bit. But first, we got to remind you, even though the worst nightmare that we could have had is officially over, the world is still a crazy, crazy place. And we don't know what's going to happen between now and the inauguration. People, like, it almost feels oddly quiet. You know what I mean? That like there haven't been mass protests, that there haven't been violent demonstrations. That's almost weird to me. Like, we've been so conditioned by the left that that's how they react to stuff. And so I'm still kind of bracing myself for it. And you need to be prepared for any possible circumstance. Readywise helps you do that. Readywise.com has all kinds of different emergency food supplies. You can do stuff in a 2-month bundle. You can do a 1-month supply that is a 2-bucket bundle. You can do 120 serving freeze-dried fruit and vegetable bucket. There's so many different options. They've got, of course, all the delicious soups, which I am a huge fan of. And they have these amazing self-heating meal kits, which are absolutely incredible, which only require water. That's it. That is it. You don't need an oven for them. Can I recommend? Oh my God. The cheddar potato soup.
It's so good.
So freaking good, you guys. They have amazing stuff to get you prepared for any possible disaster. Just visit readywise.com. When you use promo code CHICKS20 at checkout, you'll get 20% off your entire order. No matter what you decide to buy, 20% off your entire order at readywise.com. We're talking today a lot, and we're going to have a lot of stuff from Trump himself about all of the amazing things that he's going to do as soon as he takes office. But some of the benefits the world is already seeing. And here is a perfect example. He has been president-elect for basically 2 days. Steve Madden is stopping all manufacturing in China by half in a year. Hamas is calling for an end to the war in the Middle East. The Houthis have announced a ceasefire. And Putin says, you know what? I'm ready for some peace now.
Maybe we'll work towards peace. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
it matters. It matters who the president is. It matters.
God, it so does. I mean, this is immediate, and he's not even taken office yet.
Right. Yeah. And I cannot wait for January. We need to protect him at all costs.
I know.
Him.
You know how I feel about that. I want him to
RFK.
hide.
We need to protect RFK, Elon, all of them. That's the thing. When you talk about like it's been absurdly quiet, that's the only thing I kind of go, okay, just make sure we protect all these guys. Everybody needs to be careful. That's all. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, for real.
And pray for them,
Yeah. And it's, despite all the wins that we're all going to have, it hasn't stopped the left. I mean, you talked yesterday about Rachel Maddow's crazy, just, telling people to like get geared up to just fight even harder and be completely psychotic. And Gavin Newsom, I mean, this was yesterday as well. What is this? What is this fight about? He said, California's ready to fight. I just called an emergency special session to help bolster our legal resources and protect our state against any unlawful actions by the incoming Trump administration.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with these people?
Meanwhile, he doesn't want to get rid of the illegals in his state.
Right. Like, you want to talk about unlawful?
Yeah. He wants to talk about unlawful. It's like, dude, you don't look in the mirror. And crime is out of control. People want that to be over with in your state. Get it together. Like he is on his way out. I just hope he is. I think
he's going to run. He's going to absolutely run for president.
Oh, totally. But he's not. He will not. He will never be president. I don't believe he will ever be president. I don't. You cannot convince me. He is like Kamala 2.0. The only thing that he's got going for him that Kamala didn't is he's slick at talking.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you put him against a DeSantis
or Vance
or both, they will eat him for breakfast.
The Democrat, my husband and I were talking about this last night. The Democrat fight for 2028 is going to be super interesting because Gretchen is going to want it. Kamala may try again. I can't imagine why she would, but she might. Like that would absolutely blow my mind if she wanted to do that. But my husband thought she's probably going to try to run for governor of California now.
Right. I think probably.
And she could win that.
And they're grooming that Kennedy kid. They're green.
Yeah, I actually have a headline about that. But before we get to that headline, we also should mention that Elon Musk's estranged son, now trans person Vivian, she is one of the people that is saying she's going to leave the country now that Trump is president.
All right.
She said, I've thought about this for a while, but yesterday confirmed it for me. I just don't see my future being in the United States, even if he's only in office for 4 years, even if the anti-trans regulations magically don't happen. The people who willingly voted this in are not going anywhere anytime soon. And she is absolutely right about that.
Yeah. That kid's going to have all the regrets one day.
I hope so.
Yeah. I think, he's going to wake up at like 25, 30 and be like, what did I do?
Yeah. You were just talking about the Schlossberg kid, Jack, who is JFK's grandson. I don't know why people are referring to him as a heartthrob, but
I know, right?
This is him. He is gross.
I know. I totally agree. He's absolutely gross. I don't find him attractive at all. They're trying to compare him to JFK Jr.
Oh my God. JFK Jr. was perfect.
Oh my God.
A perfect male specimen.
He was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful.
This is nothing like that.
I know. It's like, quit trying to make him happen. Because ew.
Yeah. Super ew. And by the way, he would only be turning 35 just in time for inauguration. Like he would only be 34 when he was running for president. Like that's just stupid. That is just way too young. And no, absolutely not.
It's just so indicative of the party now, though. Like he is the Temu version of JFK Jr. It's like, no, quit trying. Just stop. Stop it. Ew.
This meme was going around everywhere yesterday, and it was just too priceless not to share. Tim Walz has just added vice president to his resume.
That's so great. I love it.
And then also, I lost count of the number of people who sent me the story about the South Carolina monkeys.
Oh my God.
You guys. There are, if you have not heard the story, which somehow made national news, 43 monkeys escaped from a research facility, a research lab in Yemassee, South Carolina, which is about 40 minutes away from where I'm going to live in 2 weeks. And so they believe that they're in the forest. There's like a wooded area right around the facility. They think that they're in there. They're apparently trying to like use infrared technology and like heat technology to find them, but they're itty bitty. Like these are all females. They're between 6 and 7 pounds. They've never been used for testing. Thank God. They're too young to have any diseases. So it's not like a virus is going to break out. I know that was the big fear, but there are a lot of people on social media who are like, oh, I'm going to catch one. I'm going to keep it forever and love it and have it. I wouldn't even do that.
Really? Are you sure? You sure you didn't say that?
I mean, I would pet them, but I'm not going to keep them.
After you pet it, though, you're going to be like, yeah, I'm going to set it free. I feel like if you pet it, you'd be like, Ron, we're keeping it. Yeah.
But what's crazy is that they still have not caught them. And I guess this happened back in 2016. They lost like 19 of these monkeys escaped, and they caught them within 6 hours. So the fact that it's been like a long time. I mean,
they're done. They're out. They're gone.
I don't know. They could get so far. They could be in my neighborhood, you guys.
No, they're probably in your neighborhood. They're probably looking for you. They're knocking on the door. They're like, you got any Cheez-Its? Hey, lady. Hello. Yeah.
I mean, I would want, 6 or 7 pounds, you know that they're so cute.
They're not going to be 7 pounds for long.
Well, I mean, maybe that's their size.
No, especially if you start feeding them Cheez-Its. They're gonna grow exponentially. Yeah.
I
don't know. Be careful. And I don't know if I trust them about the disease thing. This is the government we're talking about, right? Isn't it a government thing?
I don't know if it's a government
or are they private.
I have no idea.
Private sector thing, because it kind of concerns me when they go, oh, they've never had any diseases put on them at all. It's fine. It's just like the bats in Wuhan. It's just fine.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is.
Yeah,
it is a concern. It's a concern.
Yeah, right.
All right. So we've got. There's so much good stuff to get to, you guys. So much good stuff today.
It's been a great week, hasn't it?
It really has been the best week ever in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
And so just before we get to all the greatness, one more message about one of our favorite sponsors, and that is the Tax Network USA. If you are somebody who's feeling a little bit overwhelmed, maybe you owe some back taxes, maybe you're stressed out because you've owed for a long time and you've been putting it off. Maybe now the IRS is actually starting to make the calls. They're threatening you with wage garnishments or God knows what else. I mean, that can be scary. Like, I would be terrified if the IRS was knocking at my door. That would be terrifying, but you don't have to fear. You've got help. You can schedule a complimentary consultation with the experts at Tax Network USA at tnusa.com/chicks, or you can call them 1-800-958-1000. 800-958-1000 is the number. Just don't think that there's no help out there, because there is. And it's at Tax Network USA, tnusa.com/chicks.
Taxation is theft, you guys. It's theft.
It is. Let's talk about how much winning we are already having. And we will kick it off with the news that we now have the very first female chief of staff in the history of the country. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Trump who is it because
women.
of? Yeah, exactly.
He hates them. Yeah.
So Susie Wiles, who of course was the campaign manager, and she has been long credited with running what a lot of people are saying is his most sophisticated and disciplined campaign. She is not a limelight seeker. In fact, when he wanted to fuss over her, she was very reluctant about it. She is just someone who wants to get shit done, and he feels very comfortable with her. She's been around him a long time. She's very trusted and respected by a lot of people in the Republican Party. So this is really, really good. Here's a news report about her selection.
Donald Trump has just announced moments ago that he is going to name Susie Wiles, his campaign co-chair, to be the chief of staff of his presidency once he gets to office starting in January. And I do want to read you the statement here. He says, Susie Wiles just helped me achieve one of the greatest political victories in American history and was an integral part of both my 2016 and 2020 successful campaigns. Susie is tough, smart, innovative, and is universally admired and respected. Susie will continue to work tirelessly to make America great again. It is a well-deserved honor to have Susie as the first ever female chief of staff in United States history. I have no doubt that she will make our country proud.
She worked on one of Ronald Reagan's campaigns. She helped Ron DeSantis get elected. She's kind of a badass. They call her, what is it? The Ice Maiden. I showed her a picture to my husband last night. He's like, I wouldn't F with her. She looks like somebody you don't want to F with. You know what I mean? So she's a great choice.
I mean, she's a phenomenal choice.
Mm-hmm.
And you know who else approves? Scott Jennings.
I think what was said in the statement is absolutely true. She's universally respected in the party.
Mm-hmm.
The organization of the campaign and the fact that he stuck with the leadership team all the way through, I think, is a testament to just what a great job that she did. Being the first female chief of staff in the White House, I think, is a huge marker for both President Trump and the Republican Party. So I think if she can bring the kind of discipline and organization to the White House that she just ran this campaign with, Donald Trump's got a really good chance to get off to a great start and begin achieving objectives right out of the way. So you're going to get a lot of attaboys from across the Republican spectrum for picking Susie Wiles tonight.
I just love that. Yeah, she's the daughter of the late football player and broadcaster Pat Summerall. So she's been around strong men her entire life. I just love this choice so much, and I love that it's a woman. I love that this was his first choice. You know what I mean? And liberals are like, I don't know what to do with this because I thought he hated women.
And read this sweet message from her daughter.
Just when I think I couldn't be prouder to be your daughter. Just when I think this week has been too good to be true. Just when I think I may not cry any more happy tears today. Here we are, and here we go. They're darling. Some of the pictures that I saw with her and her daughter, she's adorable. Yeah. Just
so great.
What a cool thing to be her daughter and see that,
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine.
There's a role model for your girls right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also she is approved by Nicole Shanahan, who has this to say.
Susie Wiles, who runs Donald Trump's campaign, I had the opportunity to sit down with her for a little bit yesterday, and she is one of the brightest, strongest women I've ever met. She's in her 60s. She's so focused. Donald Trump is surrounded by brilliant people and women who really stand for something other than celebrity and a paycheck. In fact, many of the women around him truly are there for the right reason.
That's right.
God, I love everything about this team. I love it.
I know. Contrast that with the other side who are like, can we get Beyonce to sing? Can Megan Thee Stallion get up there and twerk? And abortion.
I mean, and the wins.
Right.
Oh my gosh. So Trump released a whole bunch of video. There were a bunch of videos from him personally, but also where he was speaking to a crowd about some of the things that are going to happen right out of the gate when he takes office. And you guys, everybody should be celebrating because things are going to turn around and they are going to turn around quickly. And there is going to be accountability. Here is just one example.
We'll get the resignations of every single senior official who touched the Afghanistan calamity to be on my desk at noon on Inauguration Day. You know, you have to fire people.
I
you
love
have
this.
to fire people when they do a bad job. We never fire anybody. You got to fire them. Like on The Apprentice, you're fired. You did a lousy job.
Yep.
You did a terrible, terrible disservice to our country. You get fired when that happens.
So great.
Nobody got fired. Nobody ever gets fired in this administration. It's amazing. All the bad things that have happened, nobody ever gets fired.
Yep.
The problem is when you fire somebody, they always end up writing a book about you, you know? I've had books written about me. I fire a lot of people when they don't do a good job. I get a book written about me by all these losers that get fired.
So great. And no pensions for you. No pensions. Fire
You
them.
can do that. I don't.
God, somebody like pass a law. Can we get somebody to do that?
Well, we got to
please?
win the freaking House first. And
I
that
know,
still
right?
is underway.
Make that a thing, House people. Like, let's just do that. No pensions. I mean,
I think we
these
got 25 more seats to count.
Yeah. I just slash, cut, slash. It's starting to happen, you guys. So great.
And he released a video as well about what he plans to do immediately to fight the crazy gender affirming minor care thing. And again, we should be rejoicing.
Plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender affirming care. Ridiculous. I will sign a new executive order instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition at any age. I will then ask Congress to permanently stop federal taxpayer dollars from being used to promote or pay for these procedures and pass a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. It'll go very quickly. Furthermore, I will support the creation of a private right of action for victims to sue doctors who have unforgivably performed these procedures on minor children. The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks to determine whether they have deliberately covered up horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions in order to get rich at the expense of vulnerable patients, in this case, very vulnerable. I will ask Congress to pass a bill establishing that the only genders recognized by the United States government are male and female, and they are assigned at birth. Under my leadership, this madness will end. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I mean, it's so these child abusers are meeting karma, and she's a real bitch. You know? I love it. You know, we talk about karma.
Yeah.
We talk about karma all the time. You're like, when is she coming, Daisy? She just arrived.
She kicked the door in.
Yeah. She kicked it down and she's like, hello. Hey, hello. So great.
Oh my God. And that's, you guys, it's just the beginning. So he also released an 8-point plan of other things that are going to happen. And it's like, remember how the last time he won, he was like, you guys are going to get so sick of winning. And we were like, we're never going to get sick of winning. Never.
Never.
I'm not sick of it. I'm not going to get sick of it. The wins are just going to keep on coming.
Yep.
This one obviously runs a little bit longer because it is 8 different things that he's going to do, but every last one of them is important. I cut it as best I could to just take out some of the silent pauses or whatever, but here it is.
Immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively. Second, we will clean out all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus, and there are plenty of them. The departments and agencies that have been weaponized will be completely overhauled so that faceless bureaucrats will never again be able to target and persecute conservatives, Christians, or the left's political enemies, which they're doing now at a level that nobody can believe even possible. Third, we will totally reform FISA courts, which are so corrupt that the judges seemingly do not care when they are lied to in warrant applications. Fourth, to expose the hoaxes and abuses of power that have been tearing our country apart, we will establish a Truth and Reconciliation Commission to declassify and publish all documents on deep state spying, censorship, and corruption. Fifth, we will launch a major crackdown on government leakers who collude with the fake news to deliberately weave false narratives and to subvert our government and our democracy.
Yeah.
Sixth, we will make every inspector general's office independent and physically separated from the departments they oversee, so they do not become the protectors of the deep state. Seventh, I will ask Congress to establish an independent auditing system to continually monitor our intelligence agencies to ensure they are not spying on our citizens or running disinformation campaigns against the American people. Eighth, we will continue the effort launched by the Trump administration to move parts of the sprawling federal bureaucracy to new locations outside the Washington swamp.
Yes.
Ninth, I will work to ban federal bureaucrats from taking jobs at the companies they deal with and that they regulate. So they deal with these companies and they regulate these companies, and then they want to take jobs from these companies.
So
Finally,
great.
I will push a constitutional amendment to impose term limits on members of Congress. This is how I will shatter the deep state and restore government that is controlled by the people and for the people. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
oh my God.
10 points, not 8. 10.
It's just the greatest.
I mean,
Can we all just roll around in that awesomeness for a second? I just want to roll around in it. Oh my God. So great, you guys. Again, like liberals are like their heads are exploding at all of that awesomeness. Seriously.
I just love all of that so
every
much.
Second of it. Oh my God.
It's too good. It's too good.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Couple more videos just in this little segment because now everybody's sort of looking back and thinking like, how did we get here? What's going on? Greg Gutfeld, you sent this to me. Greg Gutfeld had a great sort of summary of what we've been through. And here it is.
Think about everything that's been thrown at Trump, okay? You've had petitions, you've had lawfare, you've had a nonviolent coup. There's something new. You've had nonstop media collusion. You had a cover-up of Joe Biden's cognitive failure. You had, 7-8 years of calling Trump Hitler and stating rather clearly that he must be stopped and you must do everything possible to stop him. I wonder if that contributed to him getting shot. I swear, if these people could go back in time and smother Trump in the crib, they'd bring a pillow. So when you step back, you got to wonder why. It is emotional. They're not talking about any policy, no facts, just a tornado of terrified emotion. Fear the one man who won't stop. And he doesn't care. If you're truly radical out there, if you're an honest to God rebel, okay, how can you not be in favor of Trump? They tried to arrest him. They tried to sue him. They tried to shoot and kill him. They changed laws to destroy him. They changed the way we voted to keep him from winning. They shamed, they targeted, they doxed, they hoaxed supporters. I mean, this is a moment you got to ask yourself, are you going to join the pirate ship or the pontoon of pansies?
God, I love that so much.
It's a good one.
We're the rebels, you guys. We're the punk rockers now. We've been saying that for years. We are the punk rockers. Like if you can't see that, like all those other people, it's easy to be a liberal. It's so easy. They got a cush life, you know? We're on the side of the rebels. So it's a good side to be on though. Honestly, we're way more fun.
It is great.
We're happier, you know?
And here's another, I don't know who put this together. I wish I did, but here's another fantastic summary.
A goodbye. We love you. We will be back in some form. So have a good life. We will see you soon. In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States. My fellow citizens, America's comeback starts right now.
Donald Trump was found guilty of felony charges for his role in covering up a hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels.
The only crime that I have committed is to fearlessly defend our nation from those who seek to destroy it.
Pennsylvania today, the law enforcement officials have said that the former president was quickly pulled away by the Secret Service agents, and his campaign team now say that he's doing fine.
Thank you very much. Wow. We overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible, and it is now clear that we've achieved the most incredible political thing. Look what happened. Is this crazy? God bless you and God bless America. Thank you very much.
What a ride.
It has been, hasn't it? I mean, just even the past, like you and I have been doing this for almost 16 years. And I just, that like, I got an emotional response watching that. Cause it's like, dude has fought. Listen, I know at the beginning, you were like, I don't really want this guy to be the president. But even after everything that we've been through, he has fought for us. And so like, I think that is exactly what's happened in this last campaign, is that people across America, even people who didn't believe in him at first, they're like, this dude has fought for me, like me individually. He's fought for me. So I'm going to fight for him. You know what I mean? I'm going to go to the polls. I'm going to fight for him because he's shown me that he's going to like fight for me, because he's going to fight for me against this deep state bull crap that's happening here. Yeah. So and he's proven it. He has proven his loyalty to the American people. We've never seen anything like it.
I mean, just that little video that shows kind of his last day in office all the way up until this week. It's incredible. Like that was a ride.
Right.
All right, let's do some thank yous really quickly. Let's see. We've got Autumn. Autumn says, you look amazingly beautiful today, Elizabeth Shue. I mean, mock. That's so sweet. Thank you, guys. I just had my hair colored. That's all I did. Marilyn Ayre says, good morning, beautiful chicks from Red, Pennsylvania. Election law in Pennsylvania is weird, and I was told by a judge of elections that those ballots would not be counted until today. God help us all. Why? I don't understand. Why does this take so long? I have no patience for this. Zero patience. Elizabeth Simmons says, yay, we'll be celebrating my birthday in Fort Worth. Yay. So people are excited.
That's fantastic. Yay.
Katie Gill says, have y'all checked out RFK Jr.'s policies for the people? It's where you can suggest policies for the administration to do, and they can be voted on all kinds of different subjects. It's great. Yeah, we talked about that a few weeks ago when we first discovered it, that website. Although I'm hearing that it is actually not tied directly to RFK, that it's named after him, but it's not actually his, but it's still great. I mean, it's still a great place to chit chat and offer suggestions with people that think the way that you do. Gerber says, please send prayers for my little 10-year-old cattle dog today. Knee surgery. Now she will have 2 new knees.
Oh,
I didn't know that there were knee replacements for dogs.
Little cattle dog. I love cattle dogs.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
So neat. We'll pray for her.
Working Stiff says, good morning, chicks. I'm still pinching myself. Woohoo! I just want to say how grateful I am to God for hearing us, and I hope everyone continues to pray for safety for Trump and all around him. I hope the entire jerk family has a great weekend.
You guys are jerks. We love you.
Caroline says, unsolicited advice. Y'all need a hair tool sponsor so you can walk us through your styling routines. How you getting those curls, Mock? With literally a regular curling iron is from CVS. It costs $9. It's not hard. Chasing Grace says the stockyards are 20 minutes from me. I have been waiting for this for 3 years since you've done meet and greets. Cannot wait. Yay. I love it. Laura Kate Baker says, congratulations on the sale of your house. Love you and Daisy. Thank you so much.
It's very sweet.
Bill from Texas says, i.e. the gender gap. Men lean conservative, women lean liberal. Got it. But what about the other 713 genders? Do we suddenly not care about the non-binary two-spirit furries? Do better, media.
It's so true.
The photo in the story says, my wife is a one-issue voter. She votes for our kids. I love that.
That's awesome.
The Great Gatsby says, I thought you called Cenk chunk yogurt. Yeah, that's what we call him. Lori Ween says, celebrating my upper 50-something birthday today with the day off from work, watching my chicks on my phone while staying in bed as long as I can and having no real plans for the day. Here's a birthday gift from me to you. What should I do for me today? How about a spa day? Why don't you go get yourself a massage or a facial?
Get a pedi. Get a pedi. Get your feet rubbed. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Stevie J says Newsom is flipping out because the EPA has not given California the waiver to do all the EV car stuff they want to do. Trump can make it all go away with the stroke of a pen. Interesting. Shannon Pope says the monkey distribution system is here for you, Ma.
Oh my God. Don't get her started. Honestly.
Tammy Pfeiffer says, I live in Ocala, Florida, and in the 30s, 6 macaque monkeys. Now we have over 400. They are mean and carry herpes B virus.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'm not a fan of the macaques, I gotta say. Is that how you say it? Macaques?
Is that what they are? Is that what these little...
No. The monkeys in South Carolina are itty bitty. They're like 7 pounds.
Okay. Oh, you know what kind they are? Like
I want to say rhesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think rhesus. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's right. Okay. Erica Eisenring says in 2006, the Federal Pension Forfeiture Act, Duke Cunningham Act, was introduced to prevent lawmakers who've been convicted of official misconduct from collecting taxpayer-funded pensions. Died in committee, unanimous vote. Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting, isn't it? It's kind of like how they all like vote to make their salaries higher. Jerks.
Yep. Calm 911 chick says, love seeing Trump already moving fast and breaking things. He has realistically got 2 years to take out the trash. God bless him. Protect him. Yeah.
You're so right. He's got to work fast and they're going to do it. They're going to get so much stuff done. I have a lot of faith.
Yep. The Great Gatsby says, I'm a community noter person. A lot of us work hours and hours to stop the onslaught of false community notes from Kamala. Sometimes we bring jokes.
I love it.
That's so great.
That's great.
Curio23 says Trump now wins 509 to 18. Democrats no longer love the national popular vote interstate compact. Jim Heinzman says, God bless President Trump, you girls, and the USA. Thank you so much. Sherry Watson says, y'all come to Cowtown.
I love it. We're coming.
Laura Carter says, my 18-year-old nephew is in Army basic training right now. I was voting Trump anyway, but now it means so much more. Love you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. All right, we got some good stuff to get to. So yesterday, Jackie Heinrich gave KJP the business because, as you remember, KJP has been for weeks now saying that Trump is a fascist, he's a Nazi, the supporters are awful, and that basically if Trump wins, the world is going to end. Project 2025 is going to kill everybody, right? Mm-hmm. So it's very weird that now they're trying to be all like, this is fine. We totally respect the vote. And so Jackie was like, how do you
reconcile?
How do you reconcile?
How do you do that?
And what KJP did is she got snippy. And here's what I've noticed too about KJP is that when she is really struggling, she just re-emphasizes certain phrases twice. So if she wants to say, I mean, that's simply not true. It's not true. We know that we've been very clear, very clear. She does this constantly. And so here is their little exchange.
People could be assured for happening at all inside, though, because as Gabe mentioned, you know, this administration messaged to millions of Americans that they're going to wake up the day after the election if Trump won and have their rights stripped away, that democracy would crumble, and the president said today we're going to be okay. So how do you square that?
I can square that. I'm going to square that in a way that hopefully makes sense.
Square it.
Answering this question multiple times. The American people made the decision. There was an election 2 nights ago. There was. And it was a free and fair election. And we respect the election process.
God, it's hurting her to say that.
And Americans spoke. And
They did.
They
the job
spoke.
of the president is to make sure we respect that. The job of the president is to make sure that we have a peaceful transfer of power. That is what the American people deserve. And that's what we're going to, it's not complicated. It's truly as simple as that. And, you know, that's important.
Example is the message to people who are fearful based on what the messaging was about the state.
Well, now you're just twisting everything around, and that's really unfair. No, it is. No, Jackie, it's unfair because I've been standing here trying to be very respectful to what happened the last 2 nights.
To you freaking Nazis.
Being respectful. I've been standing here saying that we respect the decision that the American people made. I do not appreciate having my words twisted. That is, I have been very clear, very clear about what the president wants to do and the vice president. We want to make sure that we deliver for the American people. They deserve a peaceful transfer of power, and that's what you're going to see. Thanks, everybody.
She is literally going backstage and crying right now.
God, I can't wait till she's gone. I cannot wait.
She absolutely is going to go work at MSNBC without question. Without a doubt in my mind, she will be on MSNBC.
She can't get a show though. Like she's not nearly as good as Psaki is on just talking.
Press secretary. You know what I mean? Like MSNBC has the biggest morons on the air. They will absolutely.
She was a bad one. She wasn't good at it.
They will give her like a variety show or something. They will give her. God. They will give her a platform there because it is just a gaggle of morons, and they're going to be like, "Oh, you're a queen moron. Come here."
And she, black, lesbian, immigrant, whatever. All right, ticks all the boxes that they like so much. Yeah,
every single one. Mm-hmm.
Well, Jake Tapper. I'm not even going to give the punchline away. Just listen to what he says at the end of this little tiny montage, because he was feeling sorry for her for the barrage of questions that she was getting yesterday. Aww. Listen very closely. Don't speak during it because you cannot miss the very end.
Other side of what was the 2024 race and so many questions today at the White House.
Does the president have any regrets about when he chose to leave the race? Does President Biden believe he could have won if he stayed in this race?
The president have worries about what the country and what this office will look like after January 20th?
Be their focus in the upcoming remaining days. You heard
poor Karine Jean-Pierre. They're not paying her enough.
Did you hear that?
Poor KJP. Poor KJP.
They're not paying her enough, he said.
That's us. Who's they? Who's they? Seriously. None of these people understand how any of this crap works. We're paying her, Jake.
Yeah.
That would be
us.
And
we're paying her way too much.
She gets
way too much.
And when she leaves, she gets retirement paid for. Do I get that? No. Maybe she should pay for my retirement. I mean, it's just astounding.
Yeah.
The ignorance of these people. It's gross. Shut up, Jake.
We did show that tweet earlier of Cenk Uygur, being reasonable and understanding to some degree why the vote went the way it did. But there are still some others who do not get it. I don't know who this woman is. She was on CNN trying to suggest that the right has a media ecosphere that the left just doesn't have, you guys. Here she is. And just listen to all the people agreeing with her.
Maybe it's not so much Democrats
policies or messaging or the words that they use specifically, but there is an entire right-wing media ecosystem that doesn't exist on the left, and it does not exist in the center or mainstream. And people are getting their information in very different ways now. And Donald Trump and Republicans and Elon Musk and Joe Rogan know exactly how to reach Americans where they are, regardless of age and demographic. And that played a big role in this because of the fact of whether it was disinformation, misinformation, or different propaganda that they were feeding to the American public.
I don't disagree with that. We do have an ecosystem. We do. Because
we didn't. Joe Rogan was a freaking Bernie supporter. The problem is not the ecosystem. The problem is that they turned everybody against them because they're psychotic.
But I don't disagree with the fact that we actually have quality programming on our side. Like we have quality podcasting, quality alternative media. They have jack squat. Who wants to listen to
liberal? They have the whole media. They have all of it.
Yeah, but it's the legacy media. I mean, I think when she talks about the ecosystem, she's talking about alternative stuff. At least that's what I think in my brain. I'm thinking the alternative, which is the real media these days. Everybody is
she's saying it as if it's like an unfair advantage.
Well,
but they've turned it away.
Right.
Like they had Joe.
Too bad for you, biatch.
Right?
You know, sorry that nobody wants to listen to liberal talk radio. It doesn't work.
Exactly.
That's why, when we were on the radio in Indiana, our bosses were liberals.
Yeah.
Gee, that's interesting. What's interesting about that, the most interesting thing is that they wouldn't put liberals on the air because nobody wants to listen to them. They put conservatives on the air because they know that's where they can make money. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So, I mean, this is no surprise to anybody with half of a firing synapse in their brain. Nobody wants to listen to harpies, They want to listen to people like us because we actually have interesting things to say. Go figure.
I'm so glad that you said the word harpies just now because that was the perfect segue to make this announcement that will likely devastate millions upon millions of people.
You have this sort of insatiable interest in every bit of wisdom you can impart. And as a journalist, I hear you about girding ourselves for this moment. As a human, I deleted Twitter today as an act of self-preservation. And because I was no longer able to find the things I was interested in and was seeing a lot of things that I'm not.
What was that she was talking to? What was that? Do you guys know what that was?
I don't know.
I honestly don't understand what that was.
Oh my God.
She deleted her Twitter, you guys, for self-preservation. Again, which
is a lie. I mean, maybe she deleted the app, but she didn't delete her account because you can still tag her and stuff.
Oh my God. It's like every one of my high school liberal friends who's like, I'm getting off of Facebook entirely. I'm leaving social media. And then 2 hours later, they're back. Bitching about Trump again. Wait, that's weird. I thought you said you're going to leave. I thought you said you're going to leave the country. I thought you said why are you still here? Why are you
gay?
Why are you gay? God, these people. It's like they're so predictable.
Oh my God. Also, we now know and have confirmation of a couple of things. Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe, has not stepped foot in a grocery store in decades.
Speaking of why are you gay? Joe Scarborough. You missed the transition.
Mika, I did miss that.
You did.
Mika sounds like she may have. So what's amazing about this clip is that he's now just discovering that maybe that whole thing about people caring about the cost of groceries and gas was an actual thing.
Talk about economy for a second. A few weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, somebody who was going to be voting for Kamala Harris came up to me and said, "Oh my God, Trump's going to win." I go, "Why is that?" He goes, I went to the grocery store. Butter's over $3. I kind of laughed and I said, well, that's kind of reductive, isn't it? Said it to myself. To him, I smiled and I said, good point. But it actually, everything we're hearing after the election is,
I'm just saying, the $7.
What's that?
The $7.
What's that? Butter is $7?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my God.
Is it framed in gold?
Yeah, what kind of butter?
Anyway,
where you go.
God.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. Well, anyway, my point is this, Willie. The rent is too damn high, and this guy was saying the cost of butter is way damn too high.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was a bit reductive. It ended up being just the point that if you look at the cost of groceries, if you look at the cost of gas, if you look at the cost of things compared to 4 years ago, it was a very simple answer for working class Americans. Things just cost too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Good job, Joe.
What
Good
did
job.
I just see on MSNBC? WTF is wrong with these people? This is after the election, after they called us Nazis and white supremacists and deplorable and garbage and all this other crap. Then they're like, oh, wait, butter's expensive. Thumb up my ass. Butter. It's like, because Joe Scarborough and Mika are like, we don't know this because we send our housekeeper to do the shopping. Because we haven't been shopping since 1987.
It seemed like they were fighting, don't you think? They seemed irritated at each other.
She
in that clip.
hates him. She wants to kill him in his sleep. Are you kidding me? It is so obvious every day how much she despises that man. She's like, I can't divorce him. It's going to be too messy. It would be too messy and financially. She can't. Am I wrong? She hates that guy. He doesn't let her speak.
You guys, I regret to inform you that Sonny Hoston is still raging and still doesn't get it, is convinced that the whole reason that Kamala lost is purely misogyny, sexism, racism. Alyssa is trying. You guys, you got to give her a little credit for trying, but just the crazy is off the charts. Behold.
We talk a lot about these different demographics and these assumptions of where they're going to go. Latinos in Texas, a district that's 97% Latino, went 75 percentage points for Donald Trump. Why?
Misogyny.
It's on the border.
It's
the border
misogyny.
crisis is on their doorstep.
So
and they were begging people to care about it for years. We need to take some lessons.
That's what that was.
The lessons are not misogyny.
Who's there? Oh.
I just want her to come live in my neighborhood for like 2 days. Because I'm like a minority in my neighborhood. You know what I mean? A lot of Hispanics, a lot of conservative Hispanic people. She would that would blow her mind. She'd be like, everybody here is misogynistic and racist. I just can't, but the longer she doesn't understand it, the more we win. I'm okay with her not understanding it. I'm okay with it because it's like she's a celebrity elitist jackhole. And so many of them are, and they just are never going to fully comprehend. They are so far removed from reality, normal, everyday, working class people. She's never going to get it. Because remember, she has her lot in life.
That's right.
She doesn't feel
She's
bad
fine
for
with
herself.
it.
She's fine because she's up here. She has her lot in life. She just feels bad for the little people.
And her mom, who apparently she doesn't help at all.
She doesn't help her mom at all. She's up here. But I mean, she's never going to get it. And I'm okay with her not getting it because the longer these people don't get it, the more we win. I like winning.
We don't get tired of it around here.
No,
we do not get tired of it.
Screw
And
her.
I consider it a win whenever Jimmy Kimmel cries. And so I think you guys will enjoy this as well.
Honest, it was a terrible night last night. It was a terrible night for women, for children, for the hundreds of thousands of hardworking immigrants who make this country go, for healthcare, for our climate, for science, for journalism, for justice, for free speech. It was a terrible night for poor people, for the middle class, for seniors who rely on Social Security, for our allies in Ukraine, for NATO, for the truth and democracy and decency. And it was a terrible night for everyone who voted against him. And guess what? It was a bad night for everyone who voted for him, too. You just don't realize it yet.
Someone's on the Diddy list.
Oh my gosh.
You know he partied there. What?
You know, the most interesting tweet that I've seen about like some of the freakouts. There was somebody who said, "I don't understand why Hispanics would have voted for Trump when he's just going to deport them." And I was like,
"Oh my God, these people!"
Let's unpack that, because if they voted for him, that means that they're citizens and they would not be able to be deported or have a reason to be, unless, of course, you're admitting that non-citizens are voting, in which case you lose all the different ways. You lose all the ways.
It's like, they're there. You're making way too much sense. I can't call you Blondie anymore. It's really
blonde.
Not really. You're more of a brunette now. But I'm still going to say they're there, Blondie. I mean, seriously, like, these people are so stupid. Yeah. Do we have to always define for them the difference between legal and illegal? One group broke the law. I know. Oh my God. So dumb.
I love today's show, you guys, because there's so many hilarious clips.
It is.
AOC, for example, very upset, and I enjoy it. I enjoy her agony. I can't help it.
It's the greatest.
That's probably a horrible thing to say.
No, it's not. I'm right there with you. We can drive the bus to hell together, because I'm enjoying this. The whole week I've enjoyed it. If that makes me a bad person, oh well.
Yeah,
because
I can't feel bad about it.
I've enjoyed this week. I get to enjoy it.
It's a great week. Here is AOC.
We are about to enter a political period that will have consequences for the rest of our lives. We have had an enormous setback in this election because the fascist won a lot of working class support, which has happened before in history. And we can talk about that.
We can talk about it, you guys. I just love this. I love it.
It's just shut up. Just like, they're the party of mental illness, man.
Oh man, are they ever? So there was a video going around of some poli-sci professor who the day before the election was absolutely gloating, buying some champagne to celebrate. So we'll play a little bit of it, but then she's also now released a follow-up video.
Oh, has she?
And before and after is just my favorite thing ever. So just the intro, it is a political analyst, former poli-sci professor. So you're going to hear before the election.
The most important encounter was when I went out to get my champagne. I was talking to the guy in the store, of course, asking him, did he vote? And he said he did early voting. And he asked me if I early voted. And he asked me, why I was getting the champagne. And I said, because I'm going to be toasting Madam President tonight. And he just looked at me with kind of like a smirk on his face. And I said, she's going to win this, right? And he says, oh, well, it's very, very close. And I said, no, it's not. He says, well, what do you mean? I said, no, it's not. The women of America are making their voices heard.
Yeah, we did.
Reproductive rights is what it all comes down to. And the women are voting in numbers relative to men that are unbelievable. She's won this. And I said to him, she's going to take every one of the swing states plus Iowa. And he said, oh, but the numbers are so close. I said, I'm a political analyst. I'm telling you right now, the numbers are there. She's taking this election. And then I said to him, you realize, and he didn't tell me who he voted for, but of course I knew. And I said, you do realize you wasted your vote, right? And I didn't care. And I walked out with my bottle of champagne and happily walked home. Bye-bye.
Oh my God. Like,
isn't that delicious?
Everybody's like, why are you gay?
And then there was the response after the election.
Is she wearing the same thing?
Yeah. She might. Well, she definitely wears the drab.
Okay.
Stuff.
The drab clothing.
So,
okay.
So here she is after.
As you know, Kamala Harris did not win the election.
Yeah, we know.
As the numbers stand right now, there were 18 million fewer votes than in 2020.
So weird.
And as I have said all along, you have to have a huge, huge turnout and it goes to the Dems. And we didn't have it. There is one fundamental thing that you cannot account for when you're using data to predict or project the outcome of an election, is you can't factor in
Oh my
the
God.
impact of racism or the existence of racism and misogyny.
Right. Right. Blame it on that. You suck at your job, lady. Really bad
I don't
at it.
understand. I don't get why people post those kinds of videos. Like when they're
don't
so
either.
sure of
Gloaty.
what's going to happen and gloating about it. It's just, I mean, they end up looking so stupid. Case in point, Rick Wilson of the Lincoln Project. He released this the day before. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but just the good parts, because this was, in hindsight, like watching it now,
The arrogance.
It's like, oh, but it's
Such
so good to
what
watch
an
it.
arrogant SOB this guy is, though.
He's awful, but like now that it's over,
fun. Right.
It's super fun. Enjoy.
But listen, I have a couple of things to think about for tomorrow, everybody. Number one, Trump's going to lose. He's going to lose badly. He's going to be wrecked. I don't know what the electoral college count's going to be at the end of this, but it's going to get loud and it's going to get hard for him. Their panic is extraordinary. Their events in Georgia and North Carolina are basically about as well attended as a Pokemon card trading convention in Ass Crack, Alabama.
Wow.
This is a campaign in freefall. It's really, really fucked up. And I have, from a reliable source inside the Trump campaign, that Chris LaCivita was thrown off the Trump travel plane by Corey Lewandowski yesterday. He's denying it to reporters, but it's true. And we've got you got a campaign ending in chaos, and you got another campaign that was able to deploy 90,000 volunteers to knock on 3 million doors. Guys, the better campaign is going to win this one. He's weak.
They did.
He can't finish a sentence. He's sick. He's meandering. He's probably dying at this point.
Oh my God.
His party is splitting apart. Yes, you MAGAs, I know MAGAs, I know. You guys are so intense. You believe everything that he says, every word that comes out of his mouth. I get it that you believe that. But guess what? He's been lying to you all along about a lot of things, and you're about to realize it tomorrow.
What a dick.
I know.
The guy, I swear to God. And I'd like to know exactly, where is Ass Crack, Alabama? Can he point that out on a map? Can he let us know? Because I'd like to visit. I'd like to go there. It sounds like a great place. Seriously, what an elitist jerk that guy is.
That entire organization is just garbage.
It's full of smug assholes.
Yeah. And
God,
pedophiles.
And pedophiles.
So there's that.
Yeah. Wood chipper.
We also need to talk about the more we played a lot of psychos yesterday, but now there's like a whole couple new groups of psychos that we need to talk about. One is this woman. This might be a little quiet. I forgot to like increase the volume on it when I loaded it in, but you'll be able to hear it. But essentially she's suggesting, unironically, that every Donald Trump voter should be forced to wear a Trump hat to show who they are in public 24/7. Here she is.
I say we pass a law that requires anyone who voted for that orange piece of shit to wear their Trump hat 24/7. Because conservatives are dangerous. So I think we should all get a public service warning. Don't you?
She's terrifying.
Obviously, I wrote back to her on her TikTok and I was like, why don't you just say we should wear a yellow star?
Right.
Why are we, why leave it with the Trump hat? You're so close to just explaining who you really are.
It's true. The thing about liberals, though, they don't have to wear a hat. I can usually pick them out in a crowd.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's so true.
I mean, when I went to vote, because I voted in a very conservative area, and I would look at my husband, I'd be like, can you see him? Like, you can see where the liberals are. Like
we did the same thing.
Like the 4 liberals that are in line here. It's like, boop, 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 boop. There they are. There they are. Yeah. You know, They either are wearing masks, they got blue hair, you know what I mean? They have like everything's pierced. I'm just saying, like the tattoos are great. Tattoos are more up, but I mean, like you know.
They have a look. They have a
look, and they usually are very angry.
Well, and if they're not trying to make us, visually identify our vote to them, then they want to be visually apparent to their fellow Kamala voters. So now there's this new trend going around with a blue bracelet. And so all kinds of women on TikTok are like, this is how we're going to band together and we're going to be able to show to the black and brown sisters and brothers that we're safe for them by wearing blue bracelet. I'm not making this up. They are crazy. And it gets so ridiculous. We've got a couple videos about that. Here's the first one.
Okay, so what I'm hearing is there's a blue bracelet that we need to wear because I want to make sure that nobody ever thinks that I am one of the apparently majority of white women who voted for Donald Trump. I do not want you ever to think that I was one of them. So, is there a particular bracelet? Do we just make it ourselves? Let me know. Send me a link.
Oh my God, I cannot.
Where do I get
What do we do?
said bracelet, or am I just making it myself? Thank God I hadn't posted this yet.
Thank God.
Is there a black woman-owned company that we can get these bracelets from?
Black disabled transgender.
Oh, them. We owe them big.
Yeah, it's got to be a black transgender disabled person though. I don't know. Like, I don't know why she discounted those people.
Yeah, she left out some boxes.
She did. Sure. I can't. God, she is awful for doing that.
What a bigot.
She's a bigot. Totally. What's wrong with her?
Another woman who's talking about the blue bracelets wants to also make the point. This is how insane these women are. So not only is she trying to make the point, like you'll feel safe if you see that I'm wearing a blue bracelet, then you'll know I'm safe. She's making the point that she doesn't get to decide if her bracelet makes someone else feel safe. It's up to the person. So this is how dumb.
Oh my God, here we go.
Everything is right now, you guys.
God.
They learn nothing. They're still psycho. Behold.
Hear that white women are using blue bracelets to signal to people, to especially black and brown women, that we are safe. But I also want to put out there, while this is great for people to be able to kind of seek people out, that safety from a black and brown woman is their own assessment. How do they feel in my presence? How, based on the things that I show up for in my life, am I a safe woman? I don't get to decide that I'm a safe woman. Black and brown women get to decide that I'm a safe woman. And I just wanted to put that out there, that safety is relative. There may be many, many, many black and brown women who feel safe in my presence, and there may be some that I have encountered that do not. And that is okay. So I just want you to know, safety is up to the person who is more vulnerable in a situation.
Shut up.
Good luck. Make lots of blue bracelets because I think they deserve to feel safe, but they get to decide.
I cannot.
The amount that I like, these women are completely insane. I don't feel safe around her.
They're psychotic. These women are psychotic.
They are like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction.
Yes.
I will not be ignored, Dan. That's who they are. Good Lord.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy that is and that woman that we just saw paid the $5,000 to attend one of those racist dinners where they just talk about like white women's racism.
How much they hate themselves.
She did.
Yeah, I hate myself. But I'm super safe. But I hate myself. Yeah.
Just insufferable monsters, all of them. And now this was a movement that was started that's kind of like, it has its ebbs and flows, right? It started in South Korea. It's called the 4B movement. I believe that the B's are Korean words, but essentially they stand for women stopping dating. They're not going to date men. They're not going to sleep with men. They're not going to marry men. And then there's like something else that they won't do with men. I forget, but they're basically just shunning men altogether. And so, that's essentially what the 4B movement is. And now, as a result of the election, we've got all kinds of women signing up for it. Here's an example.
That I have now joined the 4B movement. That's for one. Secondly, the first question I'm asking everybody in my life from this moment forward, who did you vote for? If I get anything aside from Kamala, get the fuck out of my face. If you're not trying to hoard Plan B and misoprostol with me and start an underground abortion railroad, then I don't. Get the fuck out of my face, honestly.
Oh my God. Okay. So I think it's really sweet of these women to do this because, you know, now the dudes can spot the crazy from, you know, it's several feet away at least.
They're weeding themselves out of the dating pool.
Totally. I think this is really sweet of them. You know, that's one of the things, like, you know, we have a grown son. He's 30. And, you know, in so many words, we've basically, one of the great pieces of advice that I have told him as a bonus mom is don't stick your junk in crazy. I think it's great advice.
It's great.
You know
advice.
what I mean? To think it's really good advice. And this is helpful.
It's super helpful.
Providing a service, right?
The odd thing about that particular woman is that she said, I'm joining the 4B movement, which of course includes not dating, sleeping with, marrying men, and then seems to also require abortions.
Right.
And she wants to hoard Plan B.
Plan B.
Why would you need that if you're not going to have sex with men?
Exactly. I mean, it's just well, because self-awareness, you know, they don't have that. They don't have that, nor do they have common sense, Mock. Again, this is so helpful, men. It's so helpful with the shaving of the heads because they're going to shave, you know,
they're
shaving their heads. So you're going to see a lot of bald women walking around. You're going to be like, oh, okay. Probably wouldn't have wanted to sleep with you anyway. But thank you for letting me know that you're a complete psycho hose beast. Thanks.
And then the arrogance that they have about it as if they're going to be missed. That's my favorite. That's like this woman.
Baby, if you wanted to touch my body, you should have voted for it.
What is with those eyebrows where like people do the feathers? I don't like that.
What is it just with getting online and saying that? Like,
right?
You know, every guy is like, thank you, but no.
Exactly. You have feather brows. That's
right.
Weird. I don't want to touch you.
you have the crazy is what you have. And we're going to go ahead and pass on that. Thanks.
And then there's women with such a huge lack of self-awareness that they think that they're going to be just overwhelmed by men's attention.
Just fawning all over them.
This is one of those women, and she plans to be a menace on dating apps this way.
I decided that my personal revenge for this 2024 election fiasco is to be a menace to men on dating apps. I'm going to re-download probably just Tinder and Hinge and match up every single man, say I'm down for hookups, give them a Google Voice number, talk with them, say, yeah, I'll come over. Yeah, I'm on my way. Yeah, I'm 5 minutes out. What do you mean? I'm here. Don't you see me? Guess what? I won't be there, and I'm going to ruin your plans. Anytime you make plans with me, I will lie to you, stand you up, ghost you. I'm just going to be a menace. Because why not? Men don't like women. I'm going to start actively practicing misandry. And that's my personal goal for 2024.
Okay. All right, Peter Griffin. Calm down. Seriously. What the hell? I wish I had that much self-confidence.
Seriously, that's the thing.
Honest
She's like,
to God.
I'm going to match with everybody. Okay.
Can we bottle that up? Because, oh my God, I can't.
That was amazing.
Just
that was
cannot.
amazing.
Right.
And then there was a
Remarkable.
fellow who had a really great response to this entire movement. Here it is.
I target this 4B movement because Trump won the presidency, right? My thing is this. Oh no, shiver me timbers. You know what's so crazy? We've gone so far left that we've come back around right. Isn't that crazy? Women are saying, you know what? We're not going to have sex with any of you anymore until you treat us with respect. Let me get this straight. You had to have a woman lose the presidency for you to stop sleeping with men unless they show you respect?
I know, right?
Is that not hilarious to you?
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to have sex with any men until y'all start treating us like human beings.
Bingo.
Y'all was sleeping with men that wasn't treating you like human beings. We're not having any children until marriage.
Thank you.
Yep.
Y'all were having children before. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Uh-huh.
Who are you telling? We've been asking y'all to stop being hoes for years. We've been asking y'all to stop being hoes for years.
Oh, I
and
love
it takes
him.
Kamala Harris to lose the presidency for y'all to say, you know what? We're closing our legs until we get some respect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right, if that'll do it.
I love him.
Right?
Love him.
So great.
Yep.
Unfortunately, there's damage being done to helpless, innocent children by the hands of these crazy bitches. And here is a perfect example. I don't know, because you don't see the kids in this video, but you can hear their voices and they sound itty bitty, you guys. Listen to what, I mean, I don't even want to think about what they put in these kids' heads, but why you would tell a child to be afraid of a Trump presidency when they are basically in elementary school. Mm-hmm. What the F, right? Look at this woman.
Harris did not win.
You won.
Oh, Trump. So.
Oh my God.
Take a breath. Yep.
Oh my God.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
May look a little different at school. Okay, there are probably going to be friends who have questions, right? You know, if you have questions throughout the day or if you have big feelings throughout the day.
Do you like these? Are you sad?
I'm very sad.
And now you're crying.
Unbelievable.
No.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
Look, we do what we do for a living, right? For 16 years, we've been doing this. And when my kid was itty bitty, I would have never, right. I would have never done that. I would have never.
I can't imagine. I'm just so disgusted by that.
I am disgusted by that too. I just don't understand why did they do this? And it goes back to the whole, I'm pretty sure that we played this on the show where we showed little kids that were like elementary school age talking about who they would play with and who they wouldn't play with.
Yes.
Based on political affiliation. And the kids who were raised by liberal parents were the most intolerant. They were just awful. These kids were hateful. They were like, oh, I would never play with anybody that their parents liked Trump. Or if I went to their house, I would not be able to go over to their house if their parents voted for Trump. What is that?
It's insane.
It's like teaching a kid to be racist. It's just as bad. It is just as bad. And yeah, it's like child abuse. Hate starts at home. Absolutely. What are these people doing? Insanity.
Yeah, I was so grossed out by that. Okay, you guys, this is the greatest thing you're going to see all day. For sure. Remember how Michael Cohen was going around all the talk shows saying he was leaving the country and he was dead serious. Like he was looking into it. He was probably going to leave his wife and family behind. Like he's so terrified of staying in the country under a Trump presidency. There's no way he was going to stay. And now he has to eat crow because he's not going anywhere. And he's trying to be all defiant about it. But while he's trying to host a live stream to be defiant about it, people keep putting shit on his face. and he gets so mad. They keep trying to make him look like a turkey. And it's just the greatest thing you guys.
Wow. Genius you are. Can we stop with that? I appreciate it. I don't like the stupid turkeys.
Oh my
All right,
God.
let's just knock that stupid shit off, please. All right. I did. I said I was leaving. And then the following day, get that through your dumb heads. The following day, I turned around and I said that there's no chance in the world that I'm leaving my country. Thank you very much. All right?
More turkeys.
I'm not
more.
leaving anyway. You leave. This is my country.
No, it's ours.
And I have every right, every single right within which to turn around when we stop so we can.
No.
All right, 2 seconds. I'm going to end up blocking this idiot.
People, you guys, I love people.
Oh my God.
That is probably the best thing that's happened all week. The best thing. I cannot. I know. God, that brings me such joy. It brings me joy down in my heart. Where? It's in my heart.
It was the best thing ever.
God, who did that? We need to be friends immediately with that person. Call us.
And as if that wasn't great enough, more greatness right at you, because there's been so much of the crying and like the gnashing of the teeth and all the crying, all the emotion. So you know that when there's enough of that and there's enough awesome people on the internet, you're going to get an absolute banger of a new song out of it. And you guys, this is the best song ever.
If you idiots elect that demented man, I will burn this whole fucking place to the ground.
How did we get here?
I'm done.
I'm Don. Nice to meet ya. Having a little trouble with the fact I beat ya? I guess so. Music to my ears got me thirsty though. Ooh, good gushing. You done got me buzzing. Nothing hisses about like an arrogant twat balling on TikTok. Raise a shot. Oh, I've been sipping. Nothing satisfies like the taste of the grass. They're flipping, tripping. Quenching my soul, but I never get full. Bottomless glass, no empty cups. Bathe in the rain of pretentious fucks. Don't listen, I listen. Pour me another Harry Sisson. I'm sipping. Good God, you're a touchy bunch. Fresh tears to wash down my lunch. Sanctimonious fruit punch.
I'm
Lap
crying.
up the juice up entitled country. Hate him bitches. Drink it like fishes, delicious. One of my favorite dishes. True Kimmel wishes, grinning like Ulysses. Mega back in business. Oh, I've been sipping.
Okay, this is your new ringtone.
I
This is your
mean,
new ringtone for sure.
Tell me that's not an absolute bop.
Oh God, I am like sweating. I'm laughing so hard. That's so great, you guys.
Great. Great. Okay, more to come, because we also have to talk about the fact that Biden addressed the nation yesterday. He came out of the White House. I think this was in the Rose Garden. And you guys, he was fine. Like
he actually spoke coherently.
Yeah, and he was smiling and like
he's delighted,
coherent.
He's so happy that Trump won. He's so happy, you guys. He and Jill both are like,
woo! You guys, he was normal. I don't know how else to explain this, but you'll see just the tiniest bit. This is the very end of his speech. This is a whole different Joe.
To all our incredible staff, supporters, cabinet members, all the people who've been hanging out with me for the last 40 years, God love you, as my mother would say. Thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time.
I mean, he was normal. He was
more normal Joe.
He was more normal Joe. I haven't seen that Joe in months.
Yeah, from days of yore.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. He probably got like a nice little burst of energy from the election. Like, you know he's happy about it.
But he's got some issues to consider when it comes to his legacy. And Scott Jennings pointed those things out.
And I think about the condition of the Democratic Party. It's been almost fully oriented around Trump for a decade. I mean, look and look at Biden. I mean, his basic campaign promise initially was to rid the country of Trump and Trumpism. And as he leaves office, Trumpism and the MAGA movement is stronger than ever. So not only are you just dealing with the wreckage of having lost an election, you're dealing with the total failure of the project of the current president as he set it out when he got elected in the first place. So I think part of the answers that you all are seeking are more than just tactical.
I agree.
So some of it is, what are we? Who are we?
What do we stand for?
What do we stand for? And I think both parties go through this after these kinds of losses. But when you look at how Biden is leaving, the very thing he vowed to rid us of is now the ascendant political movement in this country. It's got to be a pretty demoralizing feeling.
In a stronger position than
he's never been stronger. He's never been more popular, and he's never been in a stronger political position to execute.
Can I just say?
Yeah, no,
I love how the Democrat chick next to him can't even resist Scotch charms. She's like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I agree. You're right, Scott.
He is right. And so too is this Democrat strategist by the name of Julie Roginsky. I'm not sure how to say her name, but she's got a message for her fellow Democrats, and she is 100% on target.
No, I'm going to speak some hard truths to my friends in the Democratic Party. This is not Joe Biden's fault. It's not Kamala Harris's fault. It's not Barack Obama's fault. It is the fault of the Democratic Party in not knowing how to communicate effectively to voters. We are not the party of common sense.
Oh, really?
Which is what the message that voters sent to us. When we address Latino, and language has meaning. When we address Latino voters as Latinx, for instance, because that's the politically correct thing to do. It makes them think that we don't even live on the same planet as they do. When we are too afraid to say that, hey, college kids, if you're trashing a campus at Columbia University because you're unhappy about some sort of policy and you're taking over a university and you're trashing it and preventing other students from learning, that is unacceptable. But we're so worried about alienating one or another cohort in our coalition that we don't know what to say when normal people look at that and say, wait a second, I send my kids to college so they can learn, not so that they can burn buildings and trash lawns, right? But that's not what Democrats do. We constantly try to parse out different ways of speaking to different cohorts because our focus groups or our polling shows that so-and-so appeals to such and such. That's not how normal people think. It's not common sense. We need to get back to being the party of common sense, that people look at us and say, we understand you. We appreciate what you say because you speak our language. And until we do that, we should stop blaming other people for our own mistakes.
Did I not just say the other day? I just said it the other day. We're the party of common sense.
Yeah, they can't get that back.
It's done. It's totally done. You're the party of mental illness and the celebrities that endorse it.
Right.
That's
exactly
what you're the party of. It's like you can't, there are no takebacks. It's too far gone. It's like you always say, it's the toothpaste out of the tube. You can't shove it back in there. You're the party of let's cut kids' genitals off. We don't know what a woman is. It's like dudes taking over women's spaces. And you cannot come back from that. You can't just say, oh, we're the party of common sense now. Okay. No, we have that. That's us.
Yep. Yesterday, we showed a clip of Leticia James, who was getting all haughty and arrogant and saying we're gonna take down Trump and stop him from doing anything illegal to our state, which I'm just like, what? Anyway, it was ridiculous. If you missed it, you can watch our show from yesterday. But Mike Davis, who we've had on our show before and who is a potential contender for Attorney General, was on Benny Johnson's show yesterday with a special message for Leticia James.
Let me just say this to Big Tish James, the New York Attorney General. I dare you. I dare you to try to continue your lawfare against President Trump in his second term. Because listen here, sweetheart, we're not messing around this time, and we will put your fat ass in prison for conspiracy against rights. And I promise you that. So think long and hard before you want to violate President Trump's constitutional rights or any other American's constitutional rights. It's not going to happen again.
I love him.
Listen here, sweetheart.
Drag your fat ass out.
Oh my God.
So that's okay. So he would make a good AG.
And it's a possibility. It is a possibility.
People are like, who's that guy? Who is that? We've interviewed him, in case you guys missed that. We've interviewed him before. He's
Mike Davis. He's amazing. He makes the rounds. Like he has a huge following on socials. So you probably have heard of him. But if you're not following him, you should.
You should.
And there are a few people, you're going to love these next few clips, and then we'll get to DDs, but they're not DDs, but My Pillow Toks.
Yeah.
These next few are the few people on TikTok. Not few. There's a lot of people, obviously, because we won this election, but there's a lot of reasonable people out there who are trying their best to make people understand on the left why they lost. Here is an example.
Kamala Harris did not lose this election because she's a woman. She lost this election because there were American families sitting there telling her how they couldn't afford to put food in their fridge, and her solution was to bring out Meg Thee Stallion to twerk on stage alongside just about every single one of P. Diddy's friends to endorse her. She lost this election because she sat there talking about how anti-racism she was while simultaneously blaming straight white men for just about every single problem this country has. Isn't it funny that if you demonize a group of people long enough for merely existing, they might not want to vote for you?
Right. Yeah. People get tired of that. People get fed up. They get fed up with being called names. I mean, we are in an abusive relationship with these people. And, you take it for a while. You take it. If anybody's ever been in an abusive relationship, you go, well, maybe it'll get better. Maybe it's going to
get along.
Yeah.
I can change him.
Maybe you can't. Eventually, you just got to go, screw this. And then you leave. And so we've left. So many of us have said, we're done. We're done. Yeah.
And two, there's a lot, because there was that comment that JD Vance made on a podcast about normal gays, right? And so naturally the psychos lost their shit about that. And they were like, I don't even know what they said about it, but they were mad. And so now, as we know from members of our own audience, we have plenty of normal gays in our audience, and
Totally.
A normal gay when you see one, you know what I mean? And so here, to fight off the ridiculous narrative that somehow gays should be terrified now that Trump is president, here is a normal gay.
Guys, it's the day after the election and Trump won. And I'm gay and I'm scared. But I need to leave the house, and I can't hide forever, so I'm just gonna go ahead. Hello? Hello? I'm here. I'm gay. I'm living my life freely.
Yeah.
I'm gay.
I'm
Come and
gay.
get me. Oh God, come and get me. Where are they? It's almost like nobody cares.
Yeah. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
And then, as you mentioned earlier, lots and lots of crazy women are shaving their heads because reasons. And so that's also really stupid. And so here is a woman to weigh in about that.
In response to all the liberals who are shaving their heads to fight the patriarchy, I just want to make it clear that I have cancer. I'm not stupid.
Imagine though being her and being like, dude, I have cancer.
I don't want to look like you freaks.
I know. Quit lumping me in with these freak women. God. I'm actually fighting something. Good Lord.
And then, so the last one for the day, and then we'll have a few My Pillow Talks, which are I also have some really good ones about that. The last one is a person who's terrified, now that Trump is president, terrified about the possibility of a relative of his being deported. Here he is.
Donald Trump won, and I am very, very afraid that he might deport my mother-in-law. She entered illegally to the country, and she lives in Street 4, number 47, apartment D, New York. I am very, very concerned. That's right behind the green apartment. Yeah. I have nothing bad happened to her. The gate is always open.
Yeah, the gate.
They don't have any dogs either. Street 4, number 47, apartment D.
greatest. It's just the greatest.
You should get the part of how my life would be.
He seems very upset. He's very, very upset.
So it's very upsetting.
I know.
Very,
sorry
very
for that
upsetting.
guy. There are no dogs. No dogs out front.
No dog's not there. It's behind the green apartment specifically.
The gates always open. Gates open.
All right. For our first My Pillow Talk, we have a dog smart enough to feign sleep when it's bath time. But he gets caught. Watch.
Yeah. You gotta take a bath though, okay? You have to. No, you're faking. You're fake sleeping. No, you're not sleepy. You wanna go for a walk? You are.
Oh my God, I love him.
I know. I love him so much too.
That is
and
awesome.
I love this dog for no reason except how ridiculous it is that he stares at us the way that he is about to.
Look at his eyes.
He's like Snoop. You know what I mean? He looks like Snoop Dogg.
You can fit. I actually got Snoop braids for Theo for Halloween.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I got Snoop braids and I was going to put the glass on him and like make him look like he was smoking a joint. And he didn't look like Snoop. He's
not a Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, none of my dogs look enough like Snoop, you know? So it just didn't work. I wanted it to happen so bad.
Yeah.
It didn't work, but I kept the little wig. So, you know, maybe I could like eventually have a dog that looks like Snoop.
Well, for this next one, and I debated because there's two more and I didn't know which one to do first. I debated leaving this till the end because if you guys stick around until the end of our show, the very, very end, then you have heard our Indian correspondent, Spencer, who does a very special goodbye at the end of every show. And so I have one video for Spencer specifically, and then one really feel-good video. And so I didn't know which one to play first. I decided that we'll do Spencer's video first.
Okay.
And then we'll go into the weekend with an extra feel-good video. Okay. So Spencer,
this is for you.
This is for you. As soon as the staring is over.
Just hear those sleigh bells ting-a-ling-a-ring, ting-a-ting-a-ling-a-too. Ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ding-dong. Come on, it's lovely weather.
That's for you, Spencer.
It was kind of for you too, because you're already into Christmas.
I'm listening. Christmas music is playing in the other room right now. It's happening. Like every morning when I get up.
You need to add the Indian version.
I
all
will.
The songs.
I wonder if there's a Pandora station for that. I'm going to look today for the Indian Christmas station. Ring-a-ling-ling-a-ling.
And then lastly, this lovely couple who's been married forever was stopped on the street by someone who captures these moments, sort of man on the street interviews anyway, and they're just a delight. And so if you want an example of long lasting love, they are precious.
Hi, can I stop you for 2 seconds? I think that you look like a very lovely couple. I saw you walking there and you just look very happy.
We are.
You look so in love.
Oh, no, that was me laying the rules down. Me said, no, I'm the rule maker.
How long have you been together?
62 years married. We know each other from about 1956. And you know our first date on the Dodgems? We finished our ride and he said, would you like to have another go? We make each other laugh every day, or Jim makes me laugh every day. Hazel and Jim, he just says funny things that makes me laugh and sings me songs.
What songs?
I wish I was 18 again. I'll be 83 on my next birthday. We met and he was only 14 and I was almost 16. I'm a cougar.
Yep. What is your favorite thing about your lovely wife?
She does what she's told. Would I get you home?
The first date was on the Dodgems.
We just met that day. He had went with his friends and I went with my mum and dad and my friend. My friend, the two of us fancied the same boy. This was his friend and I married him, but she didn't marry the one she went with. I was just the self. Became the main man. We've had our troubles and I don't care what anybody says. No, everybody has to have a row.
When was the last time you had a row? You look so in love and happy and I love to see that.
I hope you find the love of your life.
That is just the most precious thing ever.
Isn't it?
It's just so sweet. They're
I
darling.
Just love that
so darling. Marriage.
Oh my God.
Marriage. I love it. I love it.
Oh
so
my
much.
gosh. All right. Some more thank yous to dole out before we go into the weekend. Beth Roberson says, I'm a new listener and insider. I watch as I walk on my treadmill. Look forward to y'all every morning. Thanks for all you do. Yay. Thanks, Beth. And glad to have you here. Valerie Endicott said, please wish my baby sister Amy in Northern California, a very happy birthday. She just started watching this week and already loves you gals.
Happy birthday, Amy. We have the same name.
That's right. Genius the First says, why is Matt Walsh tweeting that Project 2025 is on? Because he's a troll. You guys don't see, you don't know his sarcasm by now. I mean, he's absolutely, that tweet cracked me up. How many times I saw it retweeted by people who were like, see, and I'm like, it's Matt Walsh.
Yeah, he's the king of trolls.
Making that up. Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hilarious. JMO Minneapolis says, I'm loving the joy oozing out of you both this morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Aw.
There is a lot of joy. There's a lot of joy this week down in my heart. Where?
Minnesota Solar Baby says, if you, like me, are tired of hearing that you voted for a felon, I remind them Jesus was a felon and I follow him. I don't think he's going to be a felon for very much longer, honestly. I think that's going away.
I don't think he was ever a felon.
No, of course he wasn't.
Yeah.
Puzzled 80 says, keep seeing all these people that I know on social media crying about women and gays losing their rights. It's like they're on a totally different planet, so not worth arguing with them. I've thought screenshotting their posts so that I can go back in a year or so and check in on them. Seems like a real jerk on the right move. Thank you for making the mornings more enjoyable. Love both of you beautiful ladies and the entire jerk family you have raised here. I just love that so much.
We love our community. We love it.
Mm-hmm. Puzzled 80 says, by the way, I thought the jerk family might enjoy this. My 9 and 12-year-old boy's reaction to most liberal nonsense is, quote, it doesn't take an Elon Musk to understand this stuff, guys. It's so funny.
I love that. So cute.
Let's see. Tammy Foco says, good morning and happy Friday, you magnificent jerks. I finally had to put my coffee down this morning. Too many spit ups. You two are on fire. Once I finished rolling around in the rapture like a little piggy yesterday, I took a spiritual shower and reflected on the awesome power of God's saving grace. And I wept like a baby for over an hour in deep, deep gratitude.
Good
so
stuff.
grateful to be sitting in the chick's car on the Trump train. Whoop, whoop.
Good stuff. We have a car. We have a chick's car. I love that.
Car.
Yeah.
It's got the best steak.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
Puzzled 80 says, haha, mock. My very first thought on the 4B movement, lady. Seems like 4B brings us to what us people from the before times called responsibility. We used to actually do that in society. Mm-hmm. Women would actually be careful not to get pregnant if they weren't ready to have children. Responsibility, it is the root of most of our policy issues. Like my boys say, this stuff doesn't take an Elon Musk to understand. Laughing so hard at, we've been asking y'all to stop being hoes for years.
Yeah. Don't be a skank.
Don't be a skank.
Right.
Connie MJ says, we still need a divorce, Daisy.
It's true.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, right?
And Becca T in South Carolina says, Daisy, get a hairless cat. You can definitely make that look like Snoop. It's true.
Oh yeah, I could. Totally.
Kristen Gates, this was my son's first election. We walked into our polling place and I hollered, first time voter. Everyone responded with a collective woohoo clapping. My tiny town doesn't have many young voters. That's awesome.
That is really cute. I love that.
Tammy Pfeiffer says, South Carolina monkeys are rhesus macaque. Same kind here in Florida. Oh, okay. So
like
these ones that are
breed?
lost are babies then, because they're itty bitty.
Okay.
Brian Brumley says, advertisers aren't stupid. They know conservative talk drives more traffic. That's why Air America and their ilk always fail ratings and revenue. Yep.
Right. Uh-huh.
DB Wild said the algorithm must have changed because your channel popped up for me a few days ago, watched you the day after, and enjoyed every minute. Ladies, you simply rock. So glad that you were marked safe from the orange wrath. Keep it up. Much love. Thank you. And welcome. Giles or Giles. How do you say that name?
Is it Giles
or Giles?
I don't know either. I have no idea.
But thank you very much for the super sticker. Appreciate it. Stephanie Mum says, Mock, your hair looks fabulous today. Just thought you should know. Thank you so much. Ann Temple, thank you very much. Pamela J. Bennett Walton says, be joyful. The nation deserves this time of celebration. Aaron Powers says, I don't have anything to say. Just feeling extra grateful and happy to be here today. Take my money, jerks. Thank you, normal gay. Tim Griffith says, preliminary welcome to the SoCar Loco, Mock. Welcome. My wife and I moved just south of you in Bluffton 2 years ago. We haven't regretted a thing. I love Bluffton. What's that place that we always go? Oh my gosh, I can't think of my favorite little restaurant in Old Town Bluffton. Anyway, so yummy. Love Bluffton. Karen Elliott says, I have to follow out hospital. Wait, what? I have to
follow our hospital harmful words and actions policy. I don't want to.
Oh,
they have a harmful words and actions policy at our hospital, I would imagine. Yeah. That would be terrible. I would fail. I'd be like,
God.
why are you
gay? Aaron Powers again says, oh, I lied. I do have something to say. Can we please move the meet and greet to Ass Crack, Alabama?
Oh my God, right? The next one has to be in Ass Crack, Alabama for sure. Oh, we got to locate it.
Samantha Capehart says, my mom and sister are flying down to DC and we're going to the inauguration. I have been on cloud nine since we won. God bless and have a great weekend. How fun.
Take pictures and report back.
Yes, for sure. Victoria Owen says, watched Am I Racist last night. Awesome. Matt Walsh is brilliant. The left is psychotic. Happy Veterans Day to my husband and dad. Yes. Happy Veterans Day weekend, everybody.
Yes.
Stephanie Mum says, got hair done yesterday, decided to try 2 pink strands under my platinum blonde, got home and hubby and both sons said I look like a liberal. My girl just said, Mom, aren't you too old for that? Yikes. Glad it's temporary.
I mean, you're never too old, but still.
Wendy said, effing Peter Griffin. Love you, jerks. That I absolutely died when you said that.
I'm sure I'm going to get crap for that, but I get crap every day. So whatever.
Douche Elliott says plan B for the possible drunk payback hookup. Yeah, that's true. Laura Taylor said, my daughter told my 11-year-old granddaughter that if Trump won, she would never be able to vote. I told her that was not true. My God, stop warping kids. Douche Elliott says narcissistic teachers. Teresa Raimundo says, what man would let his wife do that to his kids? You can hear him in the background too. Yeah, you could. He was all in on the gentle parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Alexander says, we're the party of common sense and fun.
Yes.
Laura Kozlowski says, hey, Mock, I also have a college-age son. So now these women dropping out of dating will help them find good conservative women to date.
Totally.
Yes. Love you guys.
It's not that hard to figure it out, but this definitely helps.
For sure. Lori Ween says, thanks for all the birthday wishes, Chicks fam. Looking at a salt room spa visit today. Time to get out of bed, get coffee, love on my dog, Donovan, and face the day. Have a blessed day, everybody.
That sounds awesome.
I know. Nethra Muniyapa says, one of our friends was so shocked that Lichman election predictions was wrong. That's that they call him the Nostradamus guy.
Yes.
I told my husband these people who still believe in this nonsense should be the first ones sent to Mars by Elon Musk. Elizabeth Jared says flaps. So we got to remember to do flaps.
I will try to get some flaps in here. Yeah.
Lori is also asking for flaps for her birthday.
Okay. We'll give you some birthday
Connie Cannell says, Daisy, your hair is beautiful as well. Take my money.
Gosh. That's very sweet. Thank you.
And Giles, thank you. He says the G is sounded like a J. Take my money, jerks. Giles.
Should I go get the dog?
Well, just hang on. One more. Jose Rodriguez says, morning from Texas. Just got here, but checking in from the deer blind. Don't hate me. Just take my money. Okay. Thank you, everybody.
Jose. Okay, so we're hugging. We're
bringing. Get the doggos in here. Hopefully it's Astrid because she knows how to flap better than anybody. Come on, doggaroos. None of them do look like Snoop. It's true.
Or Astrid's not coming, but it's big man. It's big man and little man. Come here, big man.
He knows how.
God, there's gonna be okay. Oh God. Okay, come here. Okay, can you flap? He's not gonna flap. Come here. Can you flap? Oh God. Okay. I don't think there may not be flaps, but come here. Can you
look at how? Oh my God, his tail could kill
people. He's waiting for Astrid to come in here, and he's going to attack her. That's what he's.
Will she?
Well, he will attack
No, will
her.
she come? Will she come?
No,
Do you
I think she
oh.
knows that he's in here, and he's like, she's like, I'm not coming in there, you jerk, because you're just gonna attack me. Yeah, but I'm sorry, he slimed me. If that helps anybody, there were no flaps, but there's a lot of Coda juice on me right now. Sorry.
That is so.
But
gross.
he said hello, and then and Theo also came in here and said hello. You just can't see him because he's very short. He's like the Danny DeVito dog.
Offline. You should be teaching Theo to flap.
I
Get him
should
ready.
be, because he's very smart. He's very, very smart.
See,
I'll
think he would
start
do it.
I'll start working on that, or just to say something. I could just teach him to, say hello or wave or something. He's very smart.
Yeah, you could teach him to do this. Yeah, he needs a post-show trick.
Coda is unteachable at this point. But anyways, but he meant well. There's a lot of slime. I hope you have a happy birthday. I'm sorry there was no flap. And everybody, it's been a great week. Hopefully this momentum will go into next week. You guys have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday. Bye.
Hello, beautiful people. This is the Chicks on the Right's Indian correspondent. Thank you for watching or listening. Be very sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on all of their delicious content. Okay, thank you. Come again.